Hello, this is Carl Pereira from moreselfesteem.com again today with another motivational and inspirational video for you. And today I'd just like you to think about the value of starting a new hobby, especially one that you're really passionate about. Why not develop a new passion, a new interest, and try to discover new horizons, and fill your time with something that you really enjoy. Recently on my website I did discuss how important it is to be happy spending time with yourself. People often worry about loneliness, and many people are not comfortable spending time alone, as if it's some kind of awful thing. I actually have learned over the years to actually enjoy spending that me time. So do take an effort to include in your life some you time. You really need some you time, because this can be following any kind of an interest, activity or hobby. So why hobbies are so useful, not only in building your self-esteem but also in boosting your mental health, delivering less stress, removing stress from your life. Such a big thing that you can take out of developing hobbies is using that time in a constructive way. It can make you look at things more positive, and it can give you a new aim in life. Get you out of the house perhaps. My new hobby, which please stay towards the end of this video, and I'm going to give you more details about the kind of hobby that I've recently taken up. 4 months ago. It's going really well, and it's completely changed my world. Basically, it's given me new visions, new aims, and it's quite a professional kind of thing. And I'm going to tell you towards the end of the video, and I'm going to show you some examples of what I've been doing. Let me tell you that it's connected with photography, and it keeps me up at night. Any ideas? Well, you'll have to stick around for a few minutes yet, and then I'll tell you exactly what my new hobby is and give you some chance to look at some of the photographs that I've recently taken. I hope you'll agree with me that they're quite amazing. So a hobby, or any kind of a passion or interest, can be an activity, in which case it can improve your health and how you look, and that's really good also for your mental health too. A hobby can get you out of the house, or it can actually occupy you while you're at home. These days I realize that mental health is more important than ever. Things are a little bit depressing at the moment, certainly in the northern hemisphere here, where we're heading towards winter. Although you wouldn't really know it here because, as you may or may not know, I've moved to Turkey, and it's really quite sunny. Even so, it's turning colder, and I've actually worn my jacket really for the first video so far this year. So at this time, I think it's really a positive thing to take up a new hobby. So is there something that you've always wanted to do, but something has stopped you? Now maybe you find yourself with a little bit more time on your hands, and it's never too late. Age is never something to stop you. Young or old, it's always worthwhile starting up a new hobby, especially if it's something that you really find challenging and you're passionate about, and you want to get to do more of it. Some hobbies may actually take you into the company of other people, whether virtually or in real life. You can even meet people through hobbies or an interest. You can even go places. Before I used to do, I hope to do it again this year, but I'm not sure with COVID around. I love snowboarding, and so that's taken me to many interesting places. I love to be at the top of mountains in nature, so this has been really good for me. Thankfully, I've not been injured or anything. And so that is quite an active example of a hobby. But other hobbies might be more studious, might require research. Some more clues about the hobby that I've taken up within the last 4 or 5 months. Hobbies can be challenging and can require quite a bit of thinking and can take you places in terms of both physical places but also mental places that you've never been before. So you can learn things about yourself. You know, taking up a hobby can really be a voyage of self-discovery. If you've watched any of my other videos on this channel, or you've visited my website moreselfesteem.com, then I'm sure that you know that I'm all for self-discovery and self-learning. You know, I'm also a teacher myself as well, so I know the value of lifelong education, and even when you're learning something, it's the process of helping yourself to learn and develop, you know, so it's very much within my philosophy. So taking up a hobby, what would your choice of hobby be? I'd love to know if there's anything that you're really interested in that you've thought of doing that you could actually start now. And you know, I'd love to hear in comments below what ideas you have, or if you've recently started a hobby, how it's going. You know, I'd really love to get that discussion going down below. So I think I'm approaching the part of the video really where I should get to the point. You know, my hobby, for example, has stretched my brain. It's been extremely challenging at every step. Unfortunately, it does require some cash. It's not a cheap hobby, but some hobbies can be ridiculously cheap, like kicking a ball around and taking up a sport, badminton, squash, whatever. They're not expensive hobbies. You know, other people just get stuck into reading, or you know, into researching something. Family history is another thing that I'm quite interested in, and I did devote quite a bit of time to that as well. Have you ever thought about, or have you ever been interested in researching your family history? I mean, that could be something that could actually benefit your self-esteem as well, in respect that you know, you might be surprised at where your roots go, you know, and where they take you. So I'd love you to tell me the benefits that you found from taking up a new hobby or a new passion. Basically, life can be quite humdrum and quite boring if all you've got in it is the same old routine, the same, you know, getting up, going to work, trudging back home, being tired, you know, that sort of life. You know, I've always been